When did someone destroy themselves piece by piece for someone who rejected them? My son Preston showed up at 3 a.m., still in the suit he'd worn to propose to his girlfriend Sloan of 5 years at their favorite restaurant. She'd said no in front of everyone, told him they'd work better as friends, and that she needed someone more ambitious, more cultured, someone she could see a future with, not the same guy she'd dated since college. Crying, he told me, "Mom, she listed everything wrong with me like she'd been keeping notes for years, while staring at the $10,000 ring box like it held poison." The next morning, he scared me with how calm he seemed. "I'm going to become everything she ever wanted," he said with a smile. But I figured this was just his way of coping, and his dedication seemed healthy at first. He joined a gym and left every morning at 6 a.m. He started taking French classes and learning how to cook. He even started working until midnight and earned a promotion in record time. He was stronger, more versatile, and making more money. He was becoming a completely different person. My sister even praised his transformation, saying she'd never seen someone handle a breakup so well. Even Sloan started texting supportive messages. "I'm genuinely happy you're focusing on yourself," she would write to him. Yes, he had agreed to stay friends with her, which I definitely shouldn't have let happen. But honestly, everything felt like normal post-breakup improvement until it wasn't. The nose job was my first real warning. I spotted bandages at breakfast, and he claimed he was fixing his deviated septum from college football. That old injury had never bothered him before. But when I questioned it, he slammed his mug down so hard it cracked, saying that he cared now because he wanted to become the best version of himself. A week later, I found jaw reconstruction surgery papers under his mattress with the deposit already paid. When I asked him about it, he said that because his face was already developed, this was the only way he could improve its structure. Then the 3 a.m. Instagram stalking started, where he'd zoom in on Sloan's dates and take notes about their features. He even had a print out of every celebrity she ever had a crush on. I was becoming very worried for him, and I was right to be because Sloan called me terrified, saying, "He's everywhere I go, the gym and coffee shop, and now my work. Security has escorted him out 3 times this week." I didn't know he was harassing her, so I instantly went to him and told him he needed to stop, but his response chilled me. No yelling this time, just cold eyes saying, "You're just like her. You don't think I'm good enough either." And when I thought things couldn't get any worse, the restraining order arrived Tuesday. He could no longer be around Sloan or ever send her a message. I had to instantly call a family intervention that night, including relatives from 3 states. Preston listened without expression, then calmly packed a suitcase. "You're all trying to sabotage my evolution," he said at the door. Then he vanished for 6 months, and those 6 months of silence was torture. No calls or texts or even a hint that he was alive. I couldn't sleep wondering if my son was dead or alive somewhere, so I hired a private investigator just to confirm he was still breathing. But what the investigator found made me question reality. His photos showed a stranger in Italian suits entering Sloan's building, sharp cheekbones and narrow nose and movie star jaw. Nothing about him resembled my son. "That's not Preston," I insisted, but the truth was worse than any nightmare. Preston had legally become Harbor. He had 37 surgeries in 4 months, complete facial reconstruction down to voice modification. These surgeons had carved away my son and built Sloan's fantasy man. My son made this entire elaborate plan to win her over. He moved 3 doors down from her and started trying to get with her. And the craziest part was that he succeeded. They'd been dating for 2 months. Security footage showed them kissing while she laughed at his French jokes. Her Instagram had captions that read, "Harbor is literally everything I ever dreamed of in a partner." The horror movie was complete. He hadn't improved himself but murdered who he was to wear her perfect stranger's skin. I went straight to the police with the evidence. They arrested him 3 nights later at a French restaurant. He started screaming, "I didn't do anything wrong. She rejected Preston, not Harbor. She wanted this." Sloan was shocked, saying how she knew she recognized the vein pattern from somewhere. When I saw him in person for the first time at the station, it felt like I watched them book this stranger with my son's memories. When he saw me, he said, "Mom, I finally became worthy of her. She loves me now. She loves that I became Harbor for her." I was completely broken. I didn't know how I let it get this far. The judge sentenced Preston to 15 years for fraud and violating the restraining order. Every time I visit him, he always asks if Sloan ever mentions missing Harbor. When I tell him no, he just nods like she needs more time to understand their love story. Last time I saw him, he leaned forward and said, "When I get out, I'll be someone even better for her. Someone she hasn't even imagined yet."